hit him with a precept. Watch me hit him with a precept. Lost in religion, ox acting like they seen death. And when it come to the purses, ain't no reason. And then hit him with a precept.
Shalom, I'm Or Ibri.
Yesharon.
And today we're going to put together a lesson on how to be blessed while in captivity. So before we start reading on the lesson about how to be blessed while in captivity, we're going to read a couple of verses pertaining to Yahushua, the Mashiach, in regards to the woman in which we're representing, or that we give a memorial to whenever we bring out the word.
All right. The book of Matthew, chapter 26, verse 6. Now when Yeshua was in Bethany, in the house of Simon the leper, there came unto him a woman having an alabaster box of very precious ointment, and poured it on his head as he sat at meat. Verse 8. And when his disciples saw it, they had indignation, saying, to what purpose is this waste? For this ointment might have been sold for much and given to the poor. When Yeshua understood it, he said unto them, why trouble ye the woman? For she hath wrought a good work upon me. For ye have the poor always with you, but me ye have not always. For in that she hath poured out ointment on my body, she did it for my burial. Verily I say unto you, wheresoever this gospel shall be preached in the whole world, there shall also this that this woman have done be told for a memorial. That's it.
Okay. So whenever the word is being brought out in reference to Yahushua, the Mashiach, we are to give a memorial to this individual, this woman that gave her last and gave this fine oil and ointment as a gift or a token to Yahushua. So next we're going to read about bringing out the truth.
John 8:32.
So we're going to read John 8 verse 32.
The book of John, chapter 8, verse 32. John 8:32. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
Okay, so as we're going over right now, we're going to be talking about the word, going to be talking about the statutes, the commandments, and instructions given by the Most High. And according to the word, the Most High statutes, commandments, judgments, and instructions are the truth. So we're going to bring out our lesson now, which is titled Prospering or Prosperity While in Captivity. So the first verse that we're going to go to is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 29, starting at verse 4.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 29, verse 4. Thus saith the Most High God, the God of Israel, unto all that are carried away captives, whom I have caused to be carried away from Jerusalem unto Babylon. Build ye houses, and dwell in them, and plant gardens, and eat the fruit thereof. Take ye wives, and beget sons and daughters, and take wives for your sons, and give your daughters to husbands, that they may bear sons and daughters, that ye may be increased therein and not diminished. And seek the peace of the city whither I have caused you to be carried away captives, and pray unto the Most High for it. For in the peace thereof shall ye have peace.
So right here, the Most High is telling us, I'm going to send you into captivity. Now, though this specific verse is talking about a specific time, this can be also a dual prophecy. So the Most High has carried us away captive into another land, but he's saying when you go into captivity into this other land, do not diminish yourselves. Do not walk around, poor. Build your vineyards, build up your houses, marry, increase your seeds. Give your children away so that they can marry and increase their seeds. Keep your seeds going. Do not allow yourself to be diminished. Lift yourself up. So even though we are in captivity, which Yah knew he was going to put us in captivity, we're still supposed to be living a holy, set apart, righteous way. Now, in order to do that, we have to keep the commandments. Now, y'all know, once again, that he put us in captivity. So, in order to keep the commandment, in order to be blessed while in captivity, you have to keep the commandments. Now, as we read through our scripture, we're not going to find anywhere in scripture where it says if you keep the commandments, you're going to be cursed. So, if we go to Deuteronomy 28:1, we're going to see what Yah says about keeping the commandments. So, even while you're in captivity, keeping the commandments, you're still entitled to the blessings. Now, as a whole nation, us, Israel, Yasharal, whomever we're calling ourselves, as a whole, yes, we are cursed. But as individuals, if you are keeping the commandments, you are entitled to the blessings that comes with keeping the commandments while in captivity. Though they may not be all the blessings, you're still entitled to have some type of cushion while in captivity. So for keeping the commandments, this is what Yah said.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Most High thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Most High thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. And all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Most High God.
So right here, Yah had told us and instructed us that if we keep his commandments, we will be blessed. Let's read Deuteronomy 28:4 really quick.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 4. Blessed shall be the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of thy ground, and the fruit of thy cattle, the increase of thy kind, and the flocks of thy sheep.
So Yah was telling us, he told us right here in Deuteronomy 28, if we keep the commandments, blessed will our seeds be, blessed will our vineyards be, blessed will our livestock be. So early in the book of Jeremiah chapter 28, when we read, he told us, increase your seeds, do not diminish yourselves, build yourselves vineyards, and also seek peace. So he's telling you, though you're in captivity, a part of the blessing that I gave you for keeping the commandments, you can still receive by hearkening to my voice and doing what I'm telling you to do, even while in captivity. So now, a lot of people say, well, we're in captivity, we're cursed, and we have all of these pitfalls against us. Let's go to the book of Proverbs, chapter 28 and verse 21. See, a lot of times, we speak certain things on ourselves, but like we just read in Deuteronomy 28:1, if you keep the commandments of Yah, you will receive blessings. Now, if you're saying that you're keeping the commandments and you're cursed, that's literally an oxymoron. That does not go together. So this is what's actually happening. Let's read Proverbs 18:21. 18:21. Mm-hmm.
Proverbs 18 verse 21. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof.
So right here, King David was telling us that whatever you want to have, whether it be death or be life, it is in the words that you speak. So if you're walking around saying, I am a cursed individual, and that's what you're saying, well, that's the fruit that you are going to bear. You're going to bear cursed fruit. But if you walk around and you're saying, I am a blessed individual, and we know those that keep the commandments are blessed individuals, then that is what you are going to reap. That is the fruit that you're going to reap. You're going to reap the fruit of blessings. You're going to reap the fruit of life as long as you speak that life. But as long as you speak death of being cursed over yourself, that's what's going to happen. Now, yes, as a nation, as a whole, us as a whole, we are cursed as a whole. However, like it said, like y'all told us in Jeremiah 29, when you go into captivity, do not diminish yourself. So the very things that are curses, he told you not to do. So if y'all told you not to diminish yourself, to build vineyards, to give your sons and daughters up to marriage, to prosper while in captivity, to seek peace in captivity, nowhere did he say in that Jeremiah 29 to walk around cursing yourself. He literally gave you the instructions on how to continue your blessing even in the captivity that you're in. But this is what happens to those who continue to speak the death over themselves. So these are the type of individuals that these people are. Let's go to Proverbs 18:7.
Proverbs 18:7. A fool's mouth is his destruction, and his lips are the snare of his soul.
See, right there, it tells you right there, a fool's mouth is his destruction. So as long as you keep walking around saying, I am cursed, as long as you keep walking around saying, I am downtrodden, as long as you keep walking around speaking all this death and evil on you, because you are a fool doing that, that is what's going to happen. You're going to continue to lavish in that destructive lifestyle. But if you're a wise man, you're going to keep speaking life over you. You're going to say, I'm blessed. Y'all chose my seed. Y'all chose my people. I am a blessed individual. Y'all told me, even though in captivity, still enjoy these blessings of having a fruitful seed, of having a fruitful harvest, of having an increase in your population. Don't allow yourself to be cursed. So as long as you keep speaking that cursing over yourself, that's what you're going to keep having. Yahushua Mashiach, he spoke about this as well in the book of Matthew, chapter 17, verse 20. He spoke on something and touched on a very, very strong topic that a lot of us seem to miss. Either we're not paying attention to it, or it goes over our head when we're talking about ourselves.
Matthew 17, verse 20. And Yeshua said unto them, because of your unbelief, for verily I say unto you, if ye have faith as a grain of mustard seed, ye shall say unto this mountain, remove hence to yonder place, and it shall remove, and nothing shall be impossible unto you.
See, right here, Yahushua is letting you know that if you have the faith of a mustard seed, no matter what the mountain is, and right now the metaphorical mountain that we're talking about is the mountain of being cursed. If you believe and you have the faith of a mustard seed that you are a blessed individual, then that mountain of being cursed, which seems impossible to move, is going to move. Your enemies, even though you're here in captivity, living in the land of your enemies, you still are protected.
Yes, sir.
Because you are a blessed individual. Because you followed the instructions of Yah. You didn't diminish your seed. You built vineyards. You allowed yourself to continue, even though you're in captivity, to live a blessed life. Now, yes, once again, as a whole, we may be a cursed people temporarily. However, if we keep speaking life that we're blessed, then our words become our actions, and then our actions becomes our circumstances and our situations. So as long as we keep speaking death upon ourselves, we'll keep living death. But when we start speaking life upon ourselves, then we'll start living in that life of being blessed. So now you're wondering, well, if I'm in captivity and the enemy or the adversary is doing all of these different things to keep us down and to keep us where we're sinning, how am I supposed to achieve this blessed lifestyle? We're going to go to the book of Judges, chapter 5, verse 11, to kind of get an answer to this question.
Judges 5 and what?
5 and 11. The book of Judges, chapter 5, verse 11.
Judges 5 and 11. They that are delivered from the noise of the archers in the places of drawing water, there shall they rehearse the righteous acts of the Most High, even the righteous acts toward the inhabitants of his villages in Israel. Then shall the people of the Most High go down to the gates.
So even though we are in captivity, Yah commands us, Yah instructs us to rehearse righteous acts. So, even though you're in captivity, Yah wants an individual who is disciplined. So, if you are going about your day and you're doing the things and you're living the commandments, as it said in Deuteronomy 28:1, you live these commandments, you'll receive blessings. So, yes, where we're living at, or in the captivity that we're in, or wherever we're at, yes, they may, let's just say they may put pork in things that we don't even know about. However, if you're checking the products and what you're putting in your body, you may not be able to stop them from putting this pork into our system. However, what you can do is you can rehearse the righteous acts of not taking in unclean things and not allowing yourself to consume that. Even though we are in captivity, if you see one of your fellow brothers needing help, you may have $5 in your pocket, but rehearsing a righteous act is giving your brother $1 or $2. That's rehearsing the righteous act. So even though you're in captivity, not only are you blessing other individuals by helping others, by keeping the commandments, by being diligent, but you yourself will be blessed because of that, because you are keeping the commandments. And the scripture says if you keep the commandments, you will be able to enjoy the blessings. So even though you may not have everything, if you're looking out for one another, you're showing love, you see that your brother is doing something and you talk to him or her, your brother or your sister, you see they're doing something not supposed to be doing, you talk to them, let them know, hey, this is incorrect, this is not what should be done. Now, you can't change anyone. However, all that you can do is give them information. They still have to make the decision. You give them information, you're still keeping the commandments. If you're helping other individuals, even though you may not have it, still keeping the commandments. If you may have a few brothers who may celebrate certain feast days, they may be off, Yah wants us to rehearse the righteous act. He knows that he put us in captivity where he gave us strong delusions. He put different snares and traps out. He knows that. He don't want you to be right. He wants you to aim for perfection, but he knows that he has snares and traps out there. So he knows you're not going to be perfect. But he wants to see, are you going to be diligent in doing what it takes to follow him and to truly aim for him? He knows that he gave you a spirit of strong delusion. So if you're doing what he wants you to do, then you're being disciplined still. I'm going to go to Proverbs chapter 1, verse 5. Yah wants discipline, especially when he knows that he gave you snares and traps. He knows that because as a nation you didn't do what you're supposed to do, he sent you into a captivity where you'll be serving other gods, you'll be dwelling in uncleanliness. He knew that. But if you're doing what you can to separate yourself from that, that's you being diligent, righteous, and that's you being disciplined.
Proverbs chapter 1, verse 5. A wise man will hear and will increase learning, and a man of understanding shall attain unto wise counsels.
So right here it's telling you, hey, if you're listening, you're being diligent, you're having patience, you're having self-discipline, and you're starting to hear Yah as he's moving you toward what you're supposed to be doing, you then will be a wise individual, because that's what wise individuals do. They take in knowledge, they're diligent, they have self-discipline, they take in knowledge, they listen, and then they follow instruction. So even though you may have been misled before, if you're diligent and hearkening to the word of Yah, he's going to lead you to where you need to be at. And then by him leading you to where you need to be at, he's going to lead you into the commandments. You're going to be following the commandments. Then you're going to be enjoying the blessings, not every single blessing, but you're going to be enjoying a lot of the blessings and giving yourself a cushion while you're here in captivity until Yah comes and fully delivers us. But as long as you keep speaking death and you keep speaking wickedness over yourself, then that's what you're going to continue to be tripped up with and falling into a trap of. But if you're speaking life, you're living the life that you're speaking, and you're living the blessings, you become a blessing, you are blessed, and you give yourself some breathing room until you were able to fully restore all of our blessings back into our righteous land. And with that, we say,
I got one more.
With that, we're going to turn it over to Yeshurun, and he's going to lead us in the lesson.
I just got one scripture I wanted to bring out.
Okay.
James chapter 1, verse 26. It says, if any man among you seem to be religious, and bridle not his tongue, but deceive his own heart, this man's religion is vain. That's it.
Good to bring out. So with that, we say shalom.
Shalom. Fourth month, 29th day, Kwame Yasharala, rise up, come back to the laws, statutes, and commandments. Shalom.
Sticking to the
Truth, ain't seen a Judas since. I don't do no pagan stars, I know Roman crucifix. The world look different when you know who you is. See that 144K ruling at the end. Them haters wasn't with it, young and shooting in the gym. Live for Christ, and you gotta watch for Judas with a kiss. Now I'm good over here, keep it moving like the wind. Oh, I break them like the news, no box 26. Numerous time I told them, read the book of Numbers. From the hood in the gutters, watch for crooks in the summer. Them boys blew up the shuttle, ain't it's us looking for trouble. 40 acres of block, they pushing us to a stumble. Humble, trust us all, I'm not here trying to be. Wanna invade my privacy, law enforcement be riding deep. Curses of the chosen oppressors treating us violently. You fighting anxiety and lust and notoriety. Yet and still the masses believe the moon land. Wrong Nazi schools answers, skip a few chapters. Forward to Sunday, getting looted by the pastor. Saluting calendars from a Julius character.